Welcome back. It's good to have you with us. The People versus Musk. That's the title of a new seven-figure campaign on television led by Wisconsin Democrats, and it involves the state Supreme Court race that has quickly become kind of a spending contest of many ideologically different billionaires. This contest is on April 1st. It is technically nonpartisan. The outcome will determine the court's ideological balance and give the nation an early read on the political terrain after the 2024 presidential election. Now, the ideologically conservative candidate, that's Brad Schimmel, has the backing of at least one political action committee connected to Elon Musk, while the ideologically liberal candidate, that's Susan Crawford, has George Soros's money and money from some other progressive wealthy donors in her corner. Democrats recently released this ad calling out Musk and his federal workforce cuts.
Elon Musk is out of control, and now the power-hungry billionaire is unloading millions to buy the Wisconsin Supreme Court. He knows MAGA politician Brad Schimmel is for sale.
I want to bring in Ben Wikler now, who's chair of Wisconsin's Democratic Party. It's great to have you with us, Ben. So, is this race between Brad Schimmel and Susan Crawford or George Soros and Elon Musk?
Well, unfortunately, Elon Musk has decided to put in more than $10.2 million of his fortune into this race through two big super PACs. That is more than 7 times the amount that we've tracked from any other donor in this race, a vast sum that is unimaginable. But in the Citizens United era, the doors are open for the richest man in the world to try to buy the most powerful court in Wisconsin by putting Brad Schimmel into the tie-breaking seat. With Susan Crawford, she's beholden to no one. She interprets the law, and she's the kind of judge that you'd want on the Supreme Court. So on the Democratic Party and in her campaign, we've actually garnered much more support from small grassroots donors than from any major donor. But the question is whether all of that and all of the door knocking and volunteering that we're doing to ensure folks know that she represented Planned Parenthood in the state Supreme Court case, Planned Parenthood versus Brad Schimmel, to make sure that voters know that she's the person who actually believes in Wisconsin values and the rule of law, and that Brad Schimmel is for sale.
Yeah, but George Soros and Reid Hoffman have given to the state party, and that money appears to have gone straight to her campaign, so they're involved too, right?
We have major donors, we have small donors. At the Democratic Party, what we don't have is, to our knowledge, donors with cases pending in the Wisconsin court system. Elon Musk has sued in Wisconsin courts to try to bypass car dealership laws to sell more Teslas here, and now he's poured in $10 million. How many figures is that? 8 figures into trying to buy the state's highest court. That's just something that is without parallel. And he's doing that at the same time as he attacks Social Security, the Veterans Administration, and tweets on the platform that he owns about supposed voter fraud, which might be something to do with Brad Schimmel talking about how Trump was, in his words, screwed over when the state Supreme Court didn't overturn the 2020 election. That's all a cause for concern for anyone who cares about democracy, whether or not you care about Wisconsin itself.
Ben, what's the state of the race?
This is potentially a tight race. You know, if you go back over the last 15 years, we've had 2 state Supreme Court races that came down to less than half of a percentage point. Now, we've also had some blowout victories. So the real question is whether the intensity of voter engagement is going to be higher among Democrats and people who believe in democracy, or whether it will be higher among the MAGA base that Elon Musk's ads are trying to appeal to. He's putting out flyers that say that Trump needs you to vote for Brad Schimmel. And our message is democracy, freedom, the rule of law, safety in our communities needs you to vote for Susan Crawford. And we'll see which of those messages out-energizes the other.
Which is the analog for this race? Kamala Harris, who lost to Donald Trump, or Eric Hovde, who lost to Tammy Baldwin in the Senate race?
Well, I think if you look at Tammy Baldwin, she had tremendous appeal in every corner of Wisconsin because she embodied common sense. She was from Wisconsin through and through. Kamala Harris lived here as a child, but I will say Susan Crawford grew up in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. She was the eldest of 4 siblings. She took care of a sibling with special needs, and that inspired in her this instinct to protect that has carried her through her work as a prosecutor, as an attorney, and now as a judge. And like Tammy Baldwin, she earns trust from people in every corner of this state. On the other side, we have Brad Schimmel, who's a MAGA extremist politician in the mold of Eric Hovde, someone who alienates people through his kind of power grab energy. And he's supported by one of the most disturbing figures in American politics, Elon Musk, who's currently shredding the Veterans Administration. I think this is going to be a Tammy Baldwin plus victory in the state of Wisconsin for Susan Crawford.
And if it isn't, what state will that leave national Democrats who feel still not only dismayed, but a bit disorganized?
I will say this. The fact that the richest man in the world, while he's shredding Social Security and threatening to eliminate programs like Medicaid and Medicare, that he would plunk down a $10 million contribution in a state Supreme Court race to try to control the judicial system, whether or not either side wins, this is a wake-up call. That for anyone who thinks that we shouldn't become an oligarchy where the whole country is run by the world's richest people, they need to get involved, organizing, volunteering. Go to peoplevmusk.org to sign up to volunteer or to donate, to get involved to ensure that people who believe in democracy are at the levers of our democracy. This is an all-hands-on-deck situation. And through Election Day, April 1st, we're going to be doing everything we can to alert Democrats and people who believe in Susan Crawford's vision of Wisconsin to get out and cast a ballot.
Wisconsin Democratic Party Chair Ben Wikler, thank you.
Thanks so much.